Here it is, X's and O's with Minnesota Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer. I'm Paul Allen. This is courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery into a game against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, 4 consecutive home games with a bye in there. I mean, the kids and your daughters are probably, and maybe eventually your grandkids, better on the internet finding this stuff than you and I. The last team to play 4 in a row at home I found was the 71 Dolphins. I mean, it just never happens, right?
No, it never happens. I didn't know that, though.
Right.
Yeah, they haven't left Maryland in over a month.
Right. I mean, I don't know if they're relegated to being in Maryland. Nothing against the state. I'm actually from Washington, D.C., but 4 home games consecutively. They close it with the Vikings this weekend, and it's a noon kickoff on KFAN, these Ravens. Does Baltimore run offense with a college flair and a lot of window dressing?
Yes, they'll do a lot of different personnel groups, a lot of zone reads, a lot of quarterback runs, quarterback design runs, and they'll throw the ball deep as well. They've got some fast receivers and guys that get down the field. Brown is extremely fast. DuVernay, they've got a lot of guys that they use. Bateman from Minnesota. So, but yeah, it's a lot of option concepts and principles.
Lamar and Kyler Murray, who you saw week number 2, what's different with the way they run the ball, those individuals?
Yeah, Kyler's quick and I think Lamar is very elusive. They both are elusive, but I think he's elusive and, he runs, he's going to take his hits. He doesn't get down quite as much as Kyler did.
And that could be the difference long term for them too, right? I mean, Lamar's bigger and thicker. Kyler's a little more slight of frame. How, speaking of running quarterbacks, how often as a defensive coordinator did you run into Mike Vick?
A couple times.
When you were with Dallas, he was with Philly?
Yeah, I think so.
Now, is it fair if you just think quick twitch top of the head, you think Mike is maybe the greatest running quarterback in the history of the NFL? Like Fran ran a ton, but I mean, he was like running almost to show off all left and right, but he was effective running. But Vick, man, I mean, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, and so is Lamar Jackson, and but I think those two guys are very similar in a lot of things they do.
Vick had a good deep ball. Can't remember if he was super accurate, but Lamar's accuracy's gotten better too through the years.
Yeah, and he throws the ball deep very well.
Yeah. Mike Zimmer, Paul Allen, X's and O's, Minnesota Vikings Radio Network and KFAN. Danielle Hunter sadly lost his season. It's terrible news due to injury. Is it a fair place to start by saying, time for some of the kids to grow up and everybody to band together?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we have to do. We feel bad about Danielle that he got hurt, but it is what it is. So we're going to go, Pat Jones will get some more playing time, Willikes will get some playing time, and obviously Griff and DJ want him.
Now, with not having Danielle Hunter, not having 99, does this send you into the lab to craft and change, like maybe do a Buddy Ryan 46 or something? Yeah,
we're going to have to do some more things. We may have to get a little bit more creative in some of the things that we're doing, but this may not be the week to do it just because of the option game and things like that.
and I mean, you're one of the great defensive coaches in the history of the NFL with the mugging of the A gap and just the equity and everything. So accepting and embracing the challenge and coming through with it eventually, I mean, everybody should feel secure that's going to happen. But the more you change at this stage, does it become more complicated for the kids, for the players, and you got to be concerned about that?
Well, what we try to do when we're doing that is we try to make it a little change for 1 or 2 guys, and then the rest can kind of do what they've been doing. So, it doesn't get too complicated. At times it can get a little bit, but we have to be careful with that because we want to play fast.
Gophers rookie receiver Rashod Bateman. You mentioned him earlier. He's played. This will be his 3rd game off an injury. He's number 12. 3 for 80 against the Bengals. What does Rashod do well?
Well, he's a take the top off guy. Catches the ball well down the field. He had obviously a nice game against Cincinnati. They threw the ball a lot in that ball game because they got behind. So, but he runs good routes. He's fast, physical, big guy that can really run. Now,
Cam Dantzler with the opportunity against Dallas. How is it with Cam in the running game? Like, is he a willing tackler? Will he get in there and mix it up, or is that still a work in progress?
I think he'll mix it up. It's, always with these corners, it's a work in progress typically.
Who are some of the better tackling corners you've ever had? Terrence Newman, was he good?
Yeah, Terrence Newman was a good tackler. I'm trying to think back in some of my days in Dallas.
Dion, right?
Yeah, Dion has a 1 hour hit reel, he says. So I haven't seen it yet, but
He has a 1 hour hit reel for his career?
yeah, actually it was 59 minutes. He said he needs one more hit to make it an hour.
Yeah, but I mean, you know better than anybody, man, because you won a Super Bowl and with Dion that, you regular season for show, but I mean, like NFC title game, Niners or whatever, and Super Bowl, they all give everything, every play,
Yeah.
even if they hadn't really done it during the regular season, right?
Right. He would come up to me before some games, some big games like the Redskins, a big rival game. He'd come up and say, "I'm gonna hit somebody today," So.
Now, blitzing Eric Kendricks off the edge. And I certainly haven't watched everything from all of Eric's time here with you, but he's been coming off the edge seemingly more of late and seems to be handling it well. Would you agree?
Yeah, he actually, I think last week, the sack that he got, he came up the middle. But, he's probably better at that. But I think he beat the back, was able to sack the
Elliott.
quarterback.
Yeah. Mike Zimmer, X's and O's, Ravens and Vikings noon Sunday, pregame KFAN 10, and Vikings Radio Network affiliates 11. Xavier Woods, the former Cowboy, looks to be a wonderful free agent signing, at least at this stage. What sticks out about Xavier? And I mean, clearly, I don't know the guy, but I mean, he seems to be smart because things came together quickly.
Yeah, he is smart. He's quiet on the field. He's quiet, but when he gets out there, he communicates really well with Harrison. They do a nice job on the things that they're doing. We used him in a blitz a little bit last week just to kind of mix it up, and he was able to get a sack fumble there. And
you mixed in the Cal rookie Camryn Bynum in the Cowboys game. What are some things that Cam did to earn that opportunity?
Well, it was one of the things we used 3 safeties in that package with Harrison and Xavier and Cam. And Cam was, he was a corner in college, moved to safety, took some time to understand some of the responsibilities and details of the safety spot. But we put him in there a few plays last week.
With Peterson down, does having Bynum, who was a corner, now plays some safety, I mean, in a pinch, does he give you a little flexibility? I don't know, the slot or whatever? Yeah, on the slot more so than outside. But, he's continually trying to get better. He's doing better on special teams, and, we're glad that we have him. So some of these games with your offense, the middle pressure is virtually non-existent. And then some games, you just see guys constantly coming through the middle, which not only for Cousins, but for all quarterbacks, absolutely is the kryptonite. Brandon Williams for the Ravens, number 98. Is he one of those game wreckers, like Calais Campbell in the middle too? Yeah, Calais Campbell is he's a terrific player. He's long, he's quick, he's powerful. Brandon Williams is a strong, tough nose tackle that will 2-gap. They got the outside rushers. They like to be in a 3-4 front. Queen is one of the inside linebackers who can run. They're not as big in the 3-4 as they have been in the past, but they got Humphrey on the outside as a corner, and the 2 safeties play smart. They play right and left usually. Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman, Le'Veon Bell, 3 running backs they're using, combined age 89 years of age. Do these geezers pose a threat, or does the running game with them start and stop with Lamar? Well, they do pose a threat. They've got a lot of runs, but it's zone read runs. So if they get the extra guy that they don't have to block, they'll hand the ball off. If he's blocked, then he'll keep the ball and pull it. And they'll run a counter where they're pulling both guards and tackles and reading the backside end. Yeah. And then they'll run the quarterback to the other side. So it's a lot of eye candy. Now, lastly, we're middle of the week now, so you still have a couple of practices coming up, then travel. Top of the head, couple of keys to winning this game. Well, I think that, offensively, we have to convert some third downs. They're going to try to pressure some. They have some zero pressures, and they have some of those. But we didn't do a good job last week in converting third downs. We'll be able to get some runs, and we'll probably be able to hit some play action passes on them. But trying to get
get that done is going to be a big key. And if we can get them into 3rd and long situations, 3rd and 6, 7, 8, 9, I think that'll be a big key too. If it's 3rd and 1 all day, they're going to have the upper hand.
Did you, lastly, did you notice or the impact in the Dallas game where the running game was not popping maybe the way you thought it would, or it just wasn't popping? Did that impact the play action down the field?
Yeah, and they did a good job of, when we tried to hit some deep balls down the field, they did a good job. There was, they got a pass interference on Justin on one, and then there was another one that kind of came open late, a couple of those. But, when guys are just rushing, it makes it a little bit harder for the play action. And we talk about some of the pressure up the middle. It was a lot of games, guys passing guys off. You get penetration, guard stays with one guy, and then the tackle, the end comes on the inside, and they got to try to pass that game off, and that starts to get tough, especially if the center slides away.
Good luck this weekend, all right?
Thank you.
Mike Zimmer, Paul Allen, X's and O's, KFAN, Minnesota Vikings Radio Network.